Good morning, good afternoon, and or good night. Thank you guys for coming back to my channel. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for finding me. Thank you for watching my video. I appreciate that. If you are someone who has been around for a minute, I appreciate you as well for coming back and sticking it out with me. So, in this video, I am going to go over our budget. At least the budget down for the next 2 weeks. We just started August, so we're what, 2 days in? August 2nd. So how I typically do our budget is I will, like the day before payday or whatever, I will sit down, or sometimes even a few days before, I will sit down and kind of write out like what's what. I'll just take like you don't need a fancy planner. I use a happy planner. I don't want people to think you need to have a fancy planner in order to get your budget together. You need a notebook and a pen or a pencil. I know some people like to do things digitally on their phone or whatever that may be. If that works for you, great. I'm someone who needs paper and pen for it to stick in my brain. That's just the way I roll, and that's just the way I'm gonna continue to roll. So what I do is I typically will, first off, I will write out the budget, in a monthly view, because that helps me to visualize what's going on. I use stickers from the Me and My Big Ideas, the Happy Planner sticker collections. I use the budget book, and I just kind of write in what's what. And so what I do from here is then I will take a sheet of paper and write out, like, because you get paid bi-weekly. So what bills are coming out for that 2-week period? That's what I typically do. I'll write that down. And August is for me, bi-weekly getting paid, it's a 3 pay period month. That does not mean you have extra money. It just means it's 3 pay periods. So, or 3 paychecks, I should say. So, it's pay period and paycheck are 2 totally different things. So, I'll write out everything that's due for that period. So this time around, we have our cell phone, we have our gas bill, we have car insurance, life insurance, our light, my mom's light, because we do help my mom out. We have Amazon, and these are like the Sling charges. We have Sling for our TV. We actually have Sling, HBO, Hulu, which that's a whole nother conversation. My husband, we could talk about that. Like, that's a whole nother conversation as far as like, why do we have all these different streaming services? But whole nother conversation. But anyway, we have it. So Amazon, the Sling, we have HBO. I'll go ahead and factor in my nails as part of my self-care. And then we have Hulu. And then I also put in what's going to be transferred to savings. So and we transfer to savings every pay period. So I went ahead and I go ahead and write that out. Then I write out what is the amount that's coming in and any extra money. And then I just subtract the money that's needs to go out from the money that's coming in. And then that'll give you like kind of where you are as far as like okay, so now you've paid your bills. And then what I typically do from that amount is I will subtract cash envelope money. Cash envelopes for me are groceries, gas, money for my daughter, money for our cat, a fun money for myself, and then I think that was it. And stuff for the house. Like, I will subtract that money. So this time around, it was $400 that I did for that. Like around $400 for that. And so after I subtract the bills, the cash envelope, because we got to eat. My daughter needs her necessities. So, and the cat needs her necessities. So after I do all of that, the bills are paid, we're fed, and all of that good stuff. Then I can start, and we put money into the savings. Then I can start to look at, okay, now what do I have extra that I can put into debt? That's pretty much how I do our budget. My husband is on board with this, but I am the one that kind of like sits down and does the numbers of it. You know what I'm saying? So I think, you have to decide if you're in a relationship, who is the stronger one when it comes to that. And I didn't even know I was the stronger one, but it's just that I'm just the one that's more likely to sit down, like I said, and do that. And that's what I do. And I enjoy it because it actually gives me a bit of a rush. So back on subject. So this month, after bills are paid and after the cash envelopes are stuffed, we had an extra like $900 from this pay period, which is great. So the plan as far as debt goes, now mind you, we're paying the bills, like we're paying on the car note and the student loan and all of that. That's set up. But now we're looking, what else can we put towards debt? So with this pay period, the plan is to put, oh yeah, and the mortgage was on here too. I forgot to put that down here, but I paid it already. The amount that we can like kind of comfortably put towards debt, I'm gonna do 400. So my student loan is all in NailNet, but it's broken down into groups, right? So I have like, I think it's 6 groups. I think it's like A through whatever groups. So, but you know, you can pay the total of your student loans, but you can also pay into the groups. So once I pay my student loan bill, which is not on this sheet, my plan is to also pay an extra $400 into that particular group, because that group for my student loan is like a $1,600 loan. So I really want to pay that off this month. So the plan is to pay off that small student loan, and then we're actually paying more. I'm paying more on my car. We're paying more on our AC because we ended up getting my mom central air. So we're paying more on that. We have 2 flats. My mom is downstairs and we're upstairs. So we, you know, the family is together pretty much. So we're paying more on that, more on our car notes this month, and then the plan is to tackle my small student loan. So that's our financial goals for the month. So I just wanted to show you guys how I go ahead and set up the monthly view for the month. And then we're going to take it paycheck by paycheck, each period, in order to figure out then what can you put towards debt. And I think that's kind of like the easiest way. And how we came up with this is that we follow Dave Ramsey. So I read Dave Ramsey's book, I should say, and that information was there. And my husband, he had heard about it before. He has the book. I don't think he's read it in its entirety, but he kind of knows the philosophy and the how-to, because he knew about Dave Ramsey before we even met. So anyway, that's kind of how we figure that out. So you write out your budget for the month. Okay, and then just take it pay period by pay period. Pay your bills first, you know, or I shouldn't even say that. I should say feed yourself first. Protect your 4 walls first. Okay, and then, you know, pay your bills, because you need to keep the light on, the gas. Well, you know, you need to protect your 4 walls first. Then, you know, those extra things, you know, like we got these streaming services and so forth, which we are tackling as far as trying to figure out which ones to keep and which ones to take off. The HBO, Game of Thrones, Power, but like that stuff is gone now. So it's like, what's the purpose of having it? So anyway, back on subject. And then figure out what you can put towards debt. And then that's what you do. You put that money towards debt. That has been something that we have been doing consistently for almost 2 years now. And it's something that we're going to continue, because we are really, you know, do we have gazelle intensity? But no, we're not like that. And I think I commend those people that do, but we are tackling it, which I think is the most important thing. I know some people, I've heard them say, oh, get angry at your debt. And I understand that. I understand it. And I think you should get somewhat angry at your debt. But I also have to realize, you know what? I created these student loans. I created this car loan. I wanted a truck, so I got a truck. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to become a nurse, so I took out student loans to become a nurse. And I'm very thankful for those things. So I'm not angry at them. I'm just doing what I need to do to get from up under it. You know what I mean? So I don't want to be tied to the lender. I don't want to be owned by the person who is holding my student loan over my head, the company, NailNet, or the, you know, my car payment. I don't want to be tied to that forever. So I don't know if I'm necessarily angry, but I'm just definitely wanting to get from up under it, if that makes sense. So that is this week's budget. Those are the goals for the month. So I will definitely be updating throughout the month. I'm trying my best, y'all, to get back. I love my videos. I love my YouTube viewers, and so I love y'all. So I'm trying to get back into doing this. I really love it. So that's basically where we are right now, and that's what we're doing. So if you guys have questions, please leave them below. If you're not yet following me on Instagram, I don't know what you're waiting for. You can definitely go there. I try to post a lot of pictures, and I do my IG stories and so forth. So go ahead and follow me on my Instagram at Black Girls Plan 2. That is TOO, Black Girls Plan 2. So I appreciate you guys watching this video, and I'll see you in the next.